Good to go, Eric.
What's up, true believers, and welcome to episode 16 of the Marvel Mondays Initiative here at the Penultimate Conquest. Today's topic is our discussion of Loki, specifically the most recent episode, episode 4, entitled The Nexus Event. Before we get into our discussion, a little housekeeping. If you're watching this on YouTube, please consider dropping us a sub and don't forget to hit that bell for updates on our latest video streams and whatever. And remember, we have other shows here. Our video game show, The Penultimate Conquest, our anime show, Anime Nation, and our TV/movie show, Cross Media Show. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Eric Ginn, your friendly neighborhood host for the evening, and alongside me is the Director of Operations, Mr. Ruben Guerrero. Ruben, how are you doing?
I'm doing really, really great, Eric. How are you doing today? Golly,
Good. Fantastic.
good.
For those who don't know, finally got my PS5 in. Finally, I'm here in next generation. It feels good. Very ready to play a 2018 Spider-Man again.
Yeah.
All the new games, I'm going to play Spider-Man again. Um, so, but hot one, isn't it, Ruben?
Oh yeah, like you
Up in
want
New
me.
York. What's it up in New York right now?
It's like 90,000 degrees up here. Ooh.
So when it's hot in New York, what do you like? What's the best street food when it's super
Street
hot?
food? You think I'm going out in the street for food? No, no, no.
Like what do you think? Because like I know that like when it's cold up there, you want to get some hot chocolate, maybe a very fresh hot dog
Yeah.
or something like that. But like when it's summertime, what's the best food to get?
Really, it's kind of like it doesn't really matter for me. I usually get the normal stuff. I get a slice of pizza. I'll grab some Spanish food, some rice, beans, some chicken. I'll grab some. I had on Saturday. I had some Vietnamese food, and oh my god, it was perfect,
What'd
perfect.
you get?
It was a soup. I don't know. I'm not gonna.
Was it pho?
Yeah.
Did you get some pho?
Yes.
Okay.
With some beef and like a whole bunch of vegetables. Oh my god, it was so
Yeah.
good.
Pho is delicious. Pho is a staple here in the Ginn household. And rounding out our trio of host slash guest, whatever you want to call us this evening, is the Queen of Support, the Duchess of the Payload, and my lovely wife, Tessa. How are you doing, sweetie?
I'm doing good, just growing a human. No big deal.
Yeah, growing a human.
No big deal at all.
Hardest job of all, motherhood. Or fatherhood, single fathers out there too. That one, they exist. So anyway, how again, it's just you're growing a human, dear, that's all. Nothing else interest going on with
I'm a
you.
little sad. I played my Overwatch matches last night and DPS sucked, so I placed it 2901 for heals, which makes me sad because I finished it like 3128.
It's a little on the low end for you.
Yeah, people can't kill Bastion sometimes, and I'm like,
Well,
guys.
we'll know that she's gonna attack it again this evening. After we go see F9 tonight, Ruben, we're very excited to go see about family.
Listen, I
Uh,
just blacked out there for like a good 2 minutes when you
it's
guys were
okay.
talking about Overwatch.
It's okay.
It's so foreign.
Uh,
That's why we
you know
brought you
what?
back with F9.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's even worse. You lost me.
So before we get into Loki, a little few notes and stuff we have for the channel. Tomorrow, Tessa's going to continue her Resident Evil 8 stream. We got a little derailed because of, baby stuff, school, and a lot of things. So she's hopping back on that tomorrow evening. Will the vampire women get Ethan? I'm sure a lot of you people know because the game's been out for almost 2 months now. But for Testa, will it happen? We'll see. Check in tomorrow. Uh, this week on Penultimate Conquest, we will be discussing video game news. There's been a little bit recently, and since the year is halfway over, our game of the year so far. And joining us is the lovely Emmett Watkins Jr. Should be a fun show. Um, Speaking of games, we got rained out last week for the Penultimate Conquest Mario Pro Golf Summer 2021 Tourney Cup Extravaganza. I know it's a mouthful.
Oh,
I
it's such a
didn't come up with it.
I came
I
up
just
with it.
read what's on the paper.
It's a great title, and quite honestly,
So
it's perfect.
hopefully this Thursday we can continue. I can't be in it because I work, but I will gladly take on anyone, the champion,
Who's
in a
who are you putting your
later
bets
date.
on?
Who am I putting my bets on? Who's in it?
Listen, that's we
It's
don't know. The
you.
roster is up in the air
Okay.
right now. But
I
place your
got
bets.
my money. You know what, Ruben? I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna go with you, my friend.
Okay. All right.
I'm gonna go with you. I think you're gonna take it.
Thank you. I got the trophy right here.
So right, a Coca-Cola glass cup.
Yeah.
Also, Tessa last week streamed Toem, a photo adventure demo. Check it out on our YouTube. We got the play there. So hopefully that means, here on Penultimate Conquest. I know this is Marvel, but we got to get, channel stuff out of the way. We can do some more stuff. Get some more indie stuff going on here. Maybe further down the line, Microsoft, Nintendo, Sony, you'll be like, hey guys, we want you to come up here, all expense paid trip, cover the game.
Whoa.
So
Probably
doing it.
not, since I, cut off the first 10 minutes of footage. But that's okay.
It's okay. It's okay.
All expenses paid? Whoa.
We'll get there. So anyway, check that out if you want to see a fun, cute little game. So that's enough of housekeeping. Let's get into Marvel. Couple of few things. Ruben, did you see the new suits for
Uh,
Spider-Man: No Way Home?
I have the Lego, not Lego, the
Yes.
toys. Yeah, I saw
A
two.
few Lego sets and Hasbro Legends action figures. Now, this is all put out by Marvel, so it wasn't leaked or anything. They had a tweet saying, "Here's new Spider-Man No Way Home gear." So we have two new suits to see. One is called the Integrated Suit, and it appears to be very Doctor Strange inspired. Like Spidey's got like a rune on the chest, and his web shooters have a rune that come out. A lot of people have been thinking when Spidey goes into multiverse stuff, that may anchor him. But we'll see. Looks cool. Just looks like the Iron Spider suit, just tweaked a little bit. I think it is just going to be the Iron Spider suit, which is a little tinkering.
Yeah.
And we have the New Orleans Saints skin, aka the black and gold Spider-Man suit. I think it looks cool.
This is the one I didn't see.
Yeah, if you look it up, it's just black and gold Spider-Man suit.
Spoilers. Spoilers.
I'm surprised you didn't show me this, Eric.
I know I did.
No, you didn't. Is this marriage a joke?
Wow.
Huh.
Wow.
I'm
Didn't
kidding.
expect to have this conversation on a Marvel show, ladies, everyone. So I'll be right back. But no, we got some new Spidey suits. We have JJ is coming back in this because we have an official J. Jonah Jameson toy license for No Way Home. And in the No Way Home Lego sets, there appeared to be Scorpion or a Scorpion-like device and the Vulture.
Now,
So
my question to you is: the Lego set for J. Jonah Jameson, is it just his
it
studio?
was not Lego set. It was an action figure for JJ.
Sorry. The action figure, is it like set up in his studio? Is it?
No, it was just him.
That's unfortunate.
So we got that. So Lego sets. We'll see what's going on here. And there was a Spidey cycle, which was interesting. I haven't seen Spider-Man cycle in quite some time.
Right.
So if we're bringing the Spidey cycle to MCU, that's some big stuff right there.
He is, if I remember correctly, he is in his junior year of high school. He's getting it. He could definitely.
I think he'll be senior this year.
Oh yeah, that's
Because
right.
I think he was a sophomore in Homecoming.
That's right. Yeah, he can get his license
senior.
now.
He can drive now.
He can
gets a
drive.
spot. This is like when you give the Flash a car. I know they have made toys, and there was a cartoon where the Flash had a motorbike. That doesn't make any sense. Why would you give Spider-Man a motorbike?
Because as we saw in Homecoming, there's no fucking. He can't swing in Queens. He needs to get around.
You could totally swing it. I swung in Queens.
You just couldn't swing in a park.
There was
Yeah, but listen.
there was the homecoming scene. I know what you're talking about, Ruben.
I'm gonna
where he
give
has to
you
drive the car.
right. Listen, Eric, it's okay. This is New York 101. It's okay. You won't understand this, but there's no high-rise buildings in Queens. The highest you can go is probably like 6 floors. That's about it.
You can swing
Now,
off 6 floors, Ruben.
It's too. It's
the
too. Too low.
2005 hit
You
game
can do
Ultimate
that web launch.
Spider-Man let me swing through Queens.
Yeah, but that also wasn't realistic. Are you
We'll
sure?
agree to disagree.
Okay.
Ruben, you know what else is not realistic?
What?
A grown man being able to swing from a spider web and a
First of all,
spider suit and
first of
stick to the
all,
walls. So
this is a Marvel show.
stop trying to ruin our fun.
I'm not. You're trying to ruin my fun. Gosh,
All
I'm
right.
just saying he could use the bike. Okay, he could use this.
Couple
Oh,
other
I'm all for
things.
the bike. I just wanted to mess with you. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Gotcha. Let's get back with here. Also, a funny, interesting thing I saw. Actor Steven Dorff, I don't know if you know this, Deacon Frost in the Blade movies, came out and said that he does not like the Marvel movies and he feels so bad for Scarlett Johansson with Black Widow. And I'm just like, okay.
Steven Dorff. The only reason why you say this is because you're not a part of the Marvel universe. All right.
Yeah.
Go Dorff something.
Like,
out, right?
Natalie Portman didn't really like MCU that much,
She came back.
but now she's coming back.
Yeah,
So,
I agree.
anyway, I think that's everything. We got Black Widow this week, finally, everyone.
It's about
We have an
time.
MCU movie back in theaters on Friday for the
Ooh.
first time in 2 years.
4 days.
The first time in 2 years, we will have a new movie to go see in
I feel
theaters.
bad. I think I'm the only one not like super excited for that.
You should be. You want to know why?
Because she dies?
No. What? No, you should be excited. You want to know why?
Sure.
It's more Lane. You know. Let's hope we see her do some dancing in this movie. We didn't see her do dancing in Captain.
Oh yes,
Falcon and Winter Soldier.
The Countess should be.
Yeah.
She says she's going to be in this movie. Yeah. So we'll see, which is interesting because this is going to take place before. Either way, we'll see. I'm sure we'll see. Also, Kevin Feige came out and said that he would love to continue working with Scarlett Johansson, even though her fate is sealed. I'm like, what can we do there? So, anyway, that's enough of the Marvel news. If I'm forgetting anything, please let me know. Let's get on with episode 4 discussion, the Nexus event. So I'm going to go around between both of you real quick and ask your initial thoughts on the episode. So, Ruben, what did you think? What did you think of the episode?
How could they do this to my boy? How could they do this to my poor boy? Mobius, you know? Just
Mhm.
show him on a goddamn jet ski. All right? Do I have to make a shirt? Because I will make a shirt. Just a Mobius strip plus jet ski equals Owen Wilson's face.
Happiness.
Yeah. Oh no, it's Owen Wilson's wow. That's what it was. Gonna be.
Wow.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that it was troubling. I will say it was very troubling to see that. I think Tess and I, when we watched it, was like, oh no.
Well, it was really tragic because right before it happened, you were like, man, Owen Wilson needs to stay in MCU forever. And then they touched him with a stick.
Yeah.
Which I've been explaining. It's weird how, we find out more about later how the TVA just happened to have, existence erasing weapons as their standard issue. I was like, whoa, a little powerful. But as we find out towards the end of the episode, that may not be the case.
No,
So, Tessa, what did you initially think of the episode?
This is probably my favorite episode so far. Not gonna lie. Down to the repeated loop of, you. And Loki's just like, yes, I know, please stop. Down to the gut punch at the end, right before the end credit scene. I was like, what? I'm pretty sure my jaw was like on the ground. I was like, no, no, not yet. I'm not ready for this. But yeah, I really enjoyed it, and there was a lot of emotional growth for characters, especially Loki. So, but yeah.
So yeah, my initial thoughts, I thought this was way better than last week's. Because like even though like last week's episode was still good, no, I thought it was okay. I thought it was okay-ish, I think if I remember correctly. This was a step up. Like this got back to what the show was kind of about, like the weird crime mystery stuff.
Yeah.
Um, I still think episode one is still my favorite of this show so far.
You crazy. Even after this
Yeah,
one?
yeah, because I'm like I said, like a top five MCU moment for me was the initial Mobius Loki conversation where he talked about what makes Loki tick. Like that whole conversation where it's like you just exist to make other people the better versions of themselves.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Like that whole conversation was wonderful. So let me just go through here, get through some of the points here. So we started the episode like huge bang, world's about to end, you know, Loki and Sylvie kind of accepting of one another. It's like, all right, I'm gonna die here, and she has that whole thing of like, what are Loki's just destined to lose? And it's like, holy shit. It's like, no, we won't. We're survivors. We'll get through this. And they're about to embrace one another. But at the TVA, they notice, whoa, we can't find these two. Wait a minute, what's that? And we see on the timeline of the sacred timeline, probably the biggest jump. Usually, like with most of the TVA stuff that we've seen, like the variant activity makes the timeline spark off just a little bit, rise. This one just went like going straight up, like, all right, we're jumping to a new one right now.
Yeah.
And they found him, and so get them back. I thought that was really cool, especially with like this whole planet about to destroy them. Just the imagery of that, even though I know it's all green screen, but it still looked really cool. People made that.
That's right.
Um, so I thought that was really cool. And then we're getting back to, Mobius and Loki at each other. It's been about 2 weeks. Owen Wilson wasn't really in last week's episode. Actually, I don't think he was in it at all. So it was good to have Owen Wilson back, and then we're starting to get, the little seeds of doubt start to go through. And, Loki is saying, hey, TVA's lying to you, man. I just heard about it 5 minutes ago, so you have to believe me. And so, like Tessa mentioned earlier, we get Lady Sif is back. Lady Sif back in the MCU, albeit half-haired since her hair was cut off. But I know she's supposed to be in Thor: Love and Thunder, so I'm glad she's back. I kind of missed her. She was the one I tolerated the most of Lady Sif in the Warriors 3. So I think that was good. And then I'm not going to stray on the plot too much, just for us to get some talking points. Sylvie shows I was about to say B-52, B-15 memories. She's like, oh my god, I was happy. What did they do to me? And then the more and more Mobius starts pulling at the strings. He's like, oh, the TVA is lying to me. And then we have a nice discussion between Loki and Mobius where it's like, you know what? You could be good if you want to. You do
Oh,
whatever you want.
so good.
And then, Owen Wilson then gets pruned. And really sad. And then we get to the timekeepers. Turns out the timekeepers are robots, androids, wild. Because we start the episode with that ominous her going up to talk to the timekeepers, and you just see like the red eyes, and it's like, ooh, timekeepers were here. And then like, nope, they're just a red herring. Or probably something bigger down the line. Loki and Sylvie fight the TVA. Loki gets pruned, but Loki then wakes up on what appears to be a desolate New York. And there are more Lokis here to like a council of Lokis. And we finally get Richard E. Grant into the show as classic Loki. Very excited about that. But there was a lot that went on in this episode. I thought it was
Oh yeah.
I thought it was good. I think this episode really showed more what the show is really about, which is both figuratively and literally, I guess, in this scenario, how important self-love and acceptance is.
So, my question for you is it wrong that Loki's in love with himself? Like,
I
because
mean,
that's the way I thought he was going with. I thought he was going to profess his feelings to her, romantic feelings.
oh, he absolutely was.
Okay, that's kind of
It's
weird.
not wrong though. I mean, they're not identical. They're not two sides of the same coin. We don't know for sure who her parents technically were. She might be that timeline's version of a Loki without being Loki.
Yeah. Okay.
Um, I mean, you never know.
Okay.
But I mean, look at all the other variant Lokis. Like they're very, very different, including the crocodile or alligator Loki that you see at
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
end. So I mean, really, is it loving yourself if it's someone that's technically completely different?
Okay. I get it.
Because she is very different.
Yeah.
Like where he's all cunning and sneaky, she's just like in your face and brash, and I'm just gonna beat you up right here, right now.
Oh yeah.
None of this underhanded bullshit. No. So
I,
yeah,
I think though, even though like I said, both figurative, I do think like it was, of themes of self love because he got to the point where he didn't know where he fit in or anything, and he's starting to slowly accept himself just a little bit more each time. And for me, I guess that's what it really was. I know people like wanted them to be together. The internet just wants everything.
and
But
your wife.
yeah, but I viewed it more as a vehicle for self-love and acceptance. I think it's still kind of weird. I even like how Mobius said, "How
Yeah.
self-obsessed and narcissistic does one have to be to fall in love with oneself?" So I thought that was really really cool. We get some inklings that Ravina, I believe that's her name,
Yeah. Ravona.
Ravona, she may be the mastermind behind the whole thing, possibly. Um,
I didn't.
especially,
Sorry. Continue.
oh no, please,
Sorry.
please go ahead.
I didn't see that as her being the mastermind because if you think about it, like she had a boss or somebody, a judge, before when she first captured Sylvie. So I think what it is that she's in on it. She's working with whoever's behind the quote unquote TVA. I don't see it as the timekeepers. Probably King the Conqueror.
That would be interesting because I didn't know about this. I was told about it at work. Um, she actually was romantically. This character was actually romantically linked with King the Conqueror,
Oh, really,
which I
Ravona?
thought that yeah. So I thought that was interesting.
Um, I was just gonna say, I feel like I think it was this episode. I might be mixing things up. Was it this episode where, yeah, where he said something about the two Lokis, and then she's like, "Well, you brought in another one." So
Yep.
I really want to know who the third one is.
Yep, that's true. I totally forgot about that. B15 says, and now we brought in a pair of um,
Or no, it was
demigods.
yeah. How many or who knew two spoiled demigods could cause so much trouble? And then she's like, "Well, you brought in the third one, or you brought in the other one,"
Yeah,
um,
that's really
hinting that
interesting.
there's three.
hmm I
Oh,
definitely will see about that. Then he mentions, we deal with vampires, titans, and I was like, oh,
yeah.
so um, a lot of people are saying maybe they have a version of Thanos. I saw people say that about the internet. Maybe this is how we get Mobius, not you, Morbius, excuse me, with the vampires, Ruben. This is how it fits. This
Oh
is how it
no,
all connects.
I didn't think of that. I thought of Blade.
I'm joking. I'm joking here because
Okay,
I know you.
yes.
I know you're really obsessed with Morbius.
I'm not obsessed. I just need to know how it connects, Eric. Okay,
It's
there's
not. It's not going to.
it has to because we see Vulture at the end of the trailer. It
So, anywho, we're getting off topic here.
oh,
I think about Morbius. But um, Yeah, but it adds more mystery to it because I mean, we have this thing where we think the timekeepers are everything here. They create everything, and they're like, nope, they're just plucking people off the timeline and stuff and making them work for them. But now we find out timekeepers are but ruse.
Yep.
Who really is behind the whole thing?
I want to know how they pick who they take
Mhm,
because I don't think it's random.
mhm.
Oh, really? You
So
don't think so?
we'll have
I don't. I don't think it's random because I mean, I feel like maybe there's certain interactions or certain, you know, like what caused what is it B-15?
Yeah.
yeah.
Like what caused her to be quote unquote a variant? What did she actually do versus why they might be interested in her or in removing her? Because they could just be manipulating the timeline instead by taking these people out, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Like they might be trying to manipulate things a certain way or create certain outcomes by taking specific people rather than preventing timeline variations.
Okay. Um, Before I get into that, Eric, I just want to say, like, oh god damn it, I forgot what I was gonna say. It was about Morbius and how uh, something. God damn it, I
Either
forgot.
way.
I had it right there
Um,
on the tip of my tongue. Wait, before I
so
do want to touch what Tessa did say.
mm,
I think the variants are like actual variants. I think there are random, like just what we saw from Loki, how he grabbed the fuck, what's it called?
Oh, no, I'm not arguing that the people who actually are the variants that get brought in,
Oh, you're arguing the people
that
who
the
work
people that
there.
they selected to work there
Gotcha. Oh, I think it's all
might,
of them.
I don't know.
I have a feeling it's just all the variants of all time that they just wipe their memories and just plug them wherever.
we shall see.
We shall see.
Um, so yeah, I think that's really interesting. I think it adds more back to the mystery thing of who is behind all of this.
Oh, I
So
also remember what I was gonna say. So
what?
help me God, if I see Dominic Toretto in Morbius saying it's all about family, because Tyrese is in this movie. Okay,
I
Ty-
highly doubt that that's going to
I
happen.
I know, but
I know the internet has been flooded with memes of the last week
I'm
about
just
that, but you don't
saying
have to worry.
it does
You,
it
you don't have to
shouldn't.
worry.
Okay, all right.
Sony Universal, don't worry, buddy. They're never going to
You
cross.
never know. You never know.
So,
Okay.
um, so I I think what's interesting about this show, I feel as though it's one of the only shows where it's not on, Loki the whole time.
Yeah.
So, with like WandaVision, we were pretty much dealing with like Wanda was part of the show or Vision was part of the show like all the time.
Yep.
Like you had the one episode where, you deal from Monica's point of view, but everything else is like Wanda is like the crux of this. And then Falcon and Winter Soldier are the crux of this. This one is interesting because I feel as though the TVA plays just as important role as the main character here, I think.
Yep.
Um, and it goes back. What I'm trying to get to the point here is how do you guys? All right, so we're 4 episodes in. Okay, so this is the equivalent of when John Walker killed that guy in Prague or whatever. The country he was. I forget what the country was. So we're about that far. We're that equivalent into Loki. Where does Loki stand for you guys in terms of all the MCU shows? Um, so far.
Tessa, do you want to hit this first?
Big shocker, it's number one. But I think out of all the shows they've done so far, this one has the most coherent storyline while also being the most intriguing. Um, like WandaVision had some of the intrigue to it, and Falcon and Winter Soldier had the really cool storyline, but this kind of has both. And it's really well balanced. There's not like weird pacing so far, like there was with Falcon and Winter Soldier in some of the episodes. And it got me way more invested from the jump than WandaVision did. I know some people say the first 2 episodes of WandaVision are just like the best for them, but I'm not gonna lie, I kind of struggled to stay on board and interested because it just ran like a black and white sitcom from, you know, the 50s and like the first colored ones from the 60s. And that's not a bad thing, but like WandaVision didn't really interest me until they started showing what was actually going on outside looking in. So yeah, this one's definitely number 1 for me. I think it also has better character growth and better moments for characters versus the other shows. So far anyway. I have no idea how it's going to end, obviously.
Yeah.
But I don't know though. I'm 1 for 1 on predictions right now, so who knows. But anyway.
Ruben, what about you?
For me, it's really hard to like. It's neck and neck with WandaVision, and like it's slowly up top. Like it's slowly beating out WandaVision. Give me 1 second. Hold on.
Ruben's
How
muted his
rude.
mic.
Sorry. Yeah, it's slowly getting to the number 1 spot. Like all I wanted was from Falcon and Winter Soldier. All I wanted was a buddy cop movie. I mean, not a buddy cop movie, a buddy cop TV show where it was just shits and giggles and funny quips. This I wanted more of a detective noir, like True Detective. Give me a True Detective show in the MCU. Like, come on,
Wild.
could you imagine if this was what it was? You know, like this just Loki trying to think of like figure stuff out, and Mobius just knew, but it, like was hiding stuff. Like he was the bad cop. But like it's getting interesting and more interesting, and figuring out like what the hell is happening next. I can't possibly wrap my head around what is happening. Like everything caught me off guard last episode. Mobius being erased, Loki being erased. I am calling it now, and I've called it before. Loki, Tom Hiddleston's Loki, as we know it, is no longer going to be in the MCU after the show. That's it.
Okay.
She's taken over. Sylvie's going to be the new Loki.
Okay.
All right. And that's how we get to season 2. She's going to figure out. Let's notice that we haven't figured out like why she's, what was her nexus event, and we're going to figure out next season. Boom.
You don't think we're going to find out in these next 2 episodes?
I don't think so. I think they're going to keep it wrapped because this is the only show that has been secured for season 2.
I do disagree slightly. I think Tom Hiddleston is going to be in season 2. You made it sound like he's not, but
well, I mean, like she's going to be the main focus.
No, I get that, but you made it sound like he wasn't even going to be in season 2, and I was like, I don't know about that because he's still pretty synonymous with Loki.
Right.
I think when she takes over, she's not going to be Loki. She's going to be like the replacement, but she's not going to go by it because she absolutely hates the name.
Right.
As you can see when she's like, I'm not a Loki. But yeah. So anyway,
I feel like Tom Hiddleston is only going to be shown as Loki, probably in some flashbacks, but like the character that he is now is not going to exist in the MCU after Loki. Like only
Gotcha.
It's only going to be in Loki, if that makes sense.
So
not in the movies.
Sophia did. I can't remember her last name. She did say that she hasn't heard. Yes, she has not heard anything more about being in more MCU after this season.
Yeah,
so
sure,
we shall see. We shall see. I can't believe I didn't mention it. I'm sure everyone saw it on the internet, but her costume for this was really cool. Like they altered it to where she could, nurse while she was filming. I thought that was really cool. So I think for me, the premiere episode of this one just beats any other episode of MCU TV we've had so far. I think the only one that could come close is probably the episode. 8 of WandaVision, the one where you go through Wanda's past and stuff.
Yeah.
I think that's the only one that can come close for me. Um, so I think that I think the show for me, I was so high on the show, and then the third episode, I will kind of derailed it just a little bit for me. But it's starting to come back, so hopefully, these next 2 episodes it goes crazy because I think that from what I think, and you know what people theorize, is that when you prune someone, and when the TVA prunes someone, they get sent to a dead timeline.
Yeah.
And so this is possibly a New York where maybe Thanos won, or this is a New York where Loki destroyed all of New York. So we shall see. And I know that at the end we have classic Loki played by Richard E. Grant, which I'm so excited for. Oh my God, I'm so excited for that.
I hope we get more.
We have, let me get the other actors' names. We have, oh, Diobia Ampari. I know I'm probably butchering his name. I apologize. He plays Boastful Loki, which is a version of Loki that actually was able to hold up Mjolnir.
Mm.
So I think that's an interesting. We got Kid Loki, played by Jack Veal, and of course we have the greatest Loki, Alligator Loki, who has like his own horns
Who's
and
he played
everything.
by?
Yeah, an alligator,
Okay. All right.
a CGI alligator.
Just checking.
So I think that's gonna be really interesting because this means Mobius probably isn't dead, which is good. Because
Unless this is just the place that Loki's in currently. It's just for Loki's.
I mean, there could be a place just for Mobiuses, and they're all riding jet skis.
Oh my God.
I
Very cool.
Thank
yeah,
you for that screenshot.
I can't believe how much I love Owen Wilson in the MCU. I hope he just sticks around like forever. He's great. So yeah, I think Loki being with Sylvie and having those feelings for one another. I think that is literally what's going to cause our Nexus event.
Yeah.
This is what's going to cause the multiverse to just crack open.
Yeah.
And that's why I don't think we've gotten a Spider-Man trailer yet.
Yeah. They're
Is
waiting.
because yeah, I think episode 6 we are cracking open shit. Like stuff's gonna be happening. And it's gonna be wild, I think, because we have Black Widow, and then we have What If happening in the summertime.
Yep.
We've got Shang-Chi in September, which I personally think takes place before Infinity War.
Yeah. I was
Because
just gonna ask. Is this like? Has this been confirmed? What
they
is
haven't
going on?
confirmed what the timeline is
Okay.
for the movie, but it'd be weird if like after the multiverse cracks, they show like, oh, this is us just hanging out and stuff. Not like, oh my God, they're the Green Goblin's here or something like that. Um,
Okay.
then we
Let's
got
see.
Miss Marvel. We got Miss Marvel at the end of this year, and then we have Spider-Man, which is it's so weird how Spider-Man's like December 17th, like so close to the end of
It's
the
my
year.
birthday week.
So and then we got Doctor Strange in March. So a lot of multiverse stuff probably about to be happening
Even
here soon.
all I'm saying is be wary of any superhero film that comes out on your birthday week, because mine was Wonder Woman 84. Okay,
It did not come out on your
Listen.
birthday week though,
it
dear.
was supposed to though. It was actually supposed to come out on my birthday.
You're not gonna ruin this for me, Tessa. Spider-Man 3 is gonna be the greatest movie of all time.
I think I said that about the last Spider-Man 3 when it came out.
And it was.
The hype for this movie with only showing a 45-second teaser. Let's finish up on Loki before we get into discussing. So, does anyone have any final thoughts on this episode?
Yes, you had mentioned Thanos being brought in as a variant. Is it?
Mhm.
I don't think that Thanos was brought on as a variant. I think that, well, I mean, probably, but I think that Thanos knows whoever is being, pulling the strings over there.
What if
So,
it's
yeah.
Thanos?
Oh my God, could you imagine?
Any
They bring
any
him
chance to
back.
bring Josh Brolin back? as
Could you
Thanos.
imagine they bring him back, but it's
Um,
like not the brolic Thanos. It's just the skinny Thanos who's got a big brain.
I'm I don't know. I'm still really convinced that Hela is alive. And I feel like that could be brought up with this. Don't make that face, Eric.
I'm
I
I'm
told
ready
you
to
this.
listen to this.
Oh my God! Could you imagine if Hela is actually a man in her universe and in her timeline, and it's just Tom Hiddleston? Boom! That's how you bring him
Oh
back.
man.
That's how you bring him back.
Yeah.
Or you just bring back Loki. He literally just never seems to actually die.
Yeah.
But no, I mean after everything that's happened, I don't see Loki dying from the TVA, like getting like actually like just real life deleted.
No, I see him.
Especially since they've already like started getting shit moving with breaking up the TVA because they're starting to place the seeds of doubt.
Right.
Especially once people find out that the three whatever their names are, I can't remember.
Timekeepers.
The three timekeepers are just fake. I think that's going to cause a lot of problems with the people who work in the TVA. Like they're all going to be like, "Oh fuck." And then, yeah, I don't know. Mostly, the reason I'm saying that, Eric, is if she escapes, maybe she could be a variant. Like she might have been supposed to have died, but didn't.
We don't know what
Um,
happened. We
only
don't know what
reason
happened to her.
Yeah, the only reason I'm saying like I'm convinced she's not dead is you have Thor falling out of the freaking Rainbow Bridge thing
Yeah.
and like going through space and just crash landing on a planet. What's the difference between that and Hela just free falling from Asgard and crash landing on a planet? I feel like it takes more to kill her than, oh, here, let me just shove a sword through the planet.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't actually show her demise. Like,
I mean,
I don't
she
know.
did get hit with the biggest freaking lightning blast ever.
And it did nothing. But
That's
yeah,
true.
I don't know. I really don't want her to be done because Kate Blanchett is so fantastic, and I feel like having her in just one film would be such a waste. But yeah, sorry. I really like Thor because it gives you really strong female characters. So, and I don't want those really strong female characters to die after one film or
Yeah.
after one use. It seems kind of cheap. Kind of like how Lady Sif was really badass and awesome, and you haven't seen her for how many movies?
She just wasn't
A
in
couple.
Ragnarok. That's it.
Eh,
No,
it
she
feels like
died
longer than that.
in
She did not. She did not. She wasn't there.
She wasn't. No.
She was all filming the blind spot.
So they had to
Oh,
keep her alive. Clearly.
wasn't she sent? Well, I guess it doesn't really matter because.
I mean, she was an Agent of Shield, but we know that that's not canon
Yeah.
anymore.
I
So
don't
she
know.
was-
I feel like they have really good characters, and I don't want the really awesome, strong female characters. So just
Yeah.
like sure. Valkyrie was in something else other than Ragnarok, but Ragnarok was like the only film where she was actually the strong, badass female character. Like other than that, you just see her hanging out in New Asgard, and she like appears briefly in the final battle scene, looking real cool, mind you, but you barely get her. So I don't know. I just like all the female characters in Thor.
I would love to see Hela come back. Oh my God, she's the mastermind behind everything. Jesus Christ, everybody is the mastermind behind.
I have
everything.
to say it because I've said it every time now. Is Hela Mephisto?
Oh my! No, it's Hela, Mephisto, King the Conqueror, and the scrawny version of Thanos all in one room, just taking over the MCU.
Oh, you got to see Kang sooner or later because I mean he is going to be the bad guy in Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Yeah. Was it me? Sorry, was it me or just like that mustachioed timekeeper? Like, did anybody understand him?
No, not really.
The green.
He had like
Oh.
a weird, like he
Oh,
sounded
I
like
know
he
you're
had
talking
like a mouthful of something while he was
Yeah.
speaking.
You have whiskers.
Yeah.
It's a walrus.
Yeah, but like,
But anyway, so yeah, I think this was a good to get it back on track. We still have so much where this goes. Because like with Falcon Winter Soldier, when that happened, we knew like, all right, Bucky and Sam, they're gonna go get it back. Whereas
Oh,
this one, I have no idea what the fuck's gonna happen.
Yeah.
I just thought of something else. I'm sorry, Eric. I know you mentioned like the last episode not being like a favorite of yours because it does get derailed, and I mentioned this to you, but I'll mention it again. As weird of pacing as it was for episode 3 to be thrown in there, the way it was, I do think it was necessary because that's how you got the one-on-one time with Loki and Sylvie, and that's pivotal for what they're trying to do. So,
I mean, I
because
don't.
otherwise, like, you're not going to get that interaction. So it was definitely necessary.
I said in the last, yeah, I said in the last episode, like it was necessary to have these characters talk to one another and
Yeah.
see what's going on. I just the pace was, I just didn't like the episode that much.
I loved
Um,
the episode because it was like Loki was a little petulant child just trailing behind her, like, come on, no, like, let's just do this. It's easier. No.
so,
So,
but anyway, yes, yeah, we got a lot going on. Marvel is.
Back.
It's weird to think like, you know, we've had this our third Marvel show and really we haven't seen any like big overarching pieces be laid down.
Yeah.
That's why I think it's so strong about these shows. These shows are really just like focusing on certain characters. And like in the grand scheme of things, it's not that like, so the grand scheme of things, you know, Wanda has become the Scarlet Witch. Sam has become Captain America. We haven't seen any big giant Marvel arc yet. Like where is this going? Like phase 1, it was about the Tesseract.
Mm-hmm.
Phase 2, it was about you know, the Avengers like being broken down and stuff. Phase 3 is dealing with all that. So who knows what phase 4 still has in store for us. But anyway, that will end our discussion
No,
on
Eric.
episode 4 of Loki.
It won't, because I still have my theory here. So I just looked up, Loki theories on Google, and somebody's saying is we haven't seen a character since I guess the second episode. There's one character we haven't seen since the second episode, who everybody is thinking might be the head of the TVA. This is the person who started it all. And guess
You
who
about
that
to tell
could-
me you about to tell me it was that desk dude or something?
No, no,
Who?
Miss Minutes. Huh.
My
Think
God.
about it. Think about it.
You're right.
Could be crazy.
Oh my God, you're right.
Tara Strong.
So yeah, we'll see how that goes.
I think in that case, we should have Loki hitting her more.
Wait, what? What did you say?
I said we should have Loki like hitting her more, like with the
Oh, yeah.
newspaper, like chasing her around the desk. I really liked that moment because it was just so playful and funny. But I'm sorry.
That just about do it. It's time for plugs. Ruben, what you got?
You could find me on Twitter at That Guy Tuesday. You could find the channel on YouTube. It's all right there on the screen, guys. If I can't make this easier for you, okay? We have another announcement to be released pretty soon on Wednesday. It's a smaller announcement than our bigger announcement that's going to be released next week. So stay tuned for that. Yeah. That's all I got.
Tessa, what about you?
Well, I can actually say I have been more active on Twitter lately, so follow me there if you want. Smash _ bro. And because I'm Cajun, it's spelled BREAUX. But yeah. Other than that, I'm pretty boring, so not much else going on.
Okay.
And I am Eric C. again on Twitter. NBA Finals are starting up soon. Very exciting time. And yeah, I'm just gonna be playing PS5. Very excited.
Well, now that you have your PS5, are you going to be streaming some stuff?
I will still probably keep it PC stuff. I'll probably stream.
Okay.
So we'll see how it goes. Because Ruben, I'm gonna be the horror streamer here, so I gotta. Because Tessa's gonna be all over the place. I don't know what Tessa's gonna stream. She
Right
went
after,
cutesy,
yeah.
yeah, cutesy stuff. Now she's doing back to Resident Evil, but Bloodborne. We'll see how it goes. But anyway,
Yes, I know. Sorry.
that will do it for us here on episode 4 of Loki. Remember, Black Widow comes in this Friday to everybody, and we are still trying to work out the schedule for that to see if we're going to do Black Widow next Monday for the whole MCU and review, or if we'll figure it out. Just make sure you follow us on Twitter at the bottom wherever it is where I'm pointing at or something like that, and we'll put when we're gonna record it. So everyone, please go see Black Widow. I know 5,000 of you watching this. Please go see Black Widow. Let's support, non Iron Man, Captain America stuff. Well, Black Widow. She deserved our home movie, 5 years ago. But
But also buy
we got
some
what we got.
popcorn and some shit.
I'm so ready to buy some popcorn
Yeah.
at the movies today. So, from all of us here at the Penultimate Conquest and the Marvel Mondays Initiative, hope you have a fantastic evening. And remember,